Hello everybody, how's it hanging? Hopefully you're having a great day. Mine's alright. Had a Five Guys burger, feeling very satisfied. Okay, hopefully you had a nice lunch too, or dinner, breakfast maybe. Okay, so this game is between two players at around 1100 on chess.com. Let's see how the game unfolds. Okay, right, so e4, e5, knight f3, all usual, bishop c4, Italian game, f6. Okay, I don't know what that's about. Okay, that's a bit weakening. Okay, more usual is knight f6, two knights defense, or bishop c5, very standard. If you wanted to go along the uh, untreaded paths, don't know, h6, pawn to d6. Sorry, I'm not about that life. I played the Sicilian, so I'm a bit out of touch with the e4 openings. Okay, but knight f6, sorry, pawn f6, pawn to d3. Okay, so if I was to see pawn to f6, I would probably think black can't counter by attacking my pawn on e4, so I might even play d4, just opening things up. And just putting the question to black, how are you going to develop that knight on f8? Okay, so they might have to go here. Let's go back, retreat, bishop b6, and then after castling, well, this doesn't look that great. Because the bishop looks at this diagonal, you see, and I don't think the knight can do much, and it can't really go to h6 because it'll be even worse. It'll be even more exposed. Okay, winning the knight. Okay, or not even that. Personally, I'd probably take the knight first rather than winning it. Takes. I'd seriously consider this. King going up the board doesn't look very good. Doesn't look very promising. And here it just looks very good. So I'll just stop calculating and just go in for this line, to be honest. Black's king is completely bare. Can't see it surviving. So probably a better continuation than queen takes h5 here is to take the knight on h6 first. Okay, right. So I'll use the analogy where when it comes to tactics is a bit like crossing the road. You see one idea, okay, and you go after it as a beginner. You see move, you play it. Okay, you don't look left. You don't look right. You just blindly cross the street. Okay. But in this day and age, okay, how do you get to your location via the best route? Okay. And it's a bit like Google Maps now. One of my analogies. Okay. I should trademark that. So basically, when it comes to the Google Maps analogy, okay, you're trying to find the best route. Okay. There's lots of ways to do it. The wrong way, the long way, the shortest route, the scenic route, if that's available. Okay, I think even the Chess Bras had a video with mate in one, but can you find an even better move? Okay, right. I think it was a mate in three, but it looked spectacular. So you can almost argue it was worth playing. So here, okay, castles. Is this the game continuation or mine? Let's go back anyway. Oh, it was mine. No wonder it looked quite normal. Okay, normal to me anyway. Pawn to d3, b6. Fianchettoing on that side, okay. On the queen side, okay. Bishop c5. It's kind of hemmed in by the pawn on b6, but I don't think it's under any threat at the moment. Okay, bishop e3. So take. That's possible. Okay, black says no. Okay. What would I play? c3. c3, knight b d2. Probably knight bd2. Okay, just to keep that knight there in case any exchanges happen. Something like this. White can take with the f pawn or the rook, either or, and then push for d4 possibly. Yeah, that's just one thing to consider. Okay, okay, takes with the bishop. Okay, you got to make sure you know what you're doing. In middle games, I wouldn't give up the bishop for knight unless it's part of the opening and you really know what you're doing, or it's absolutely essential. At this early stage, I'd just trade knight for knight and bishop for now, unless there's any exceptional circumstances. Okay, so the bishop on c5 is kind of blocked in, so it doesn't have much scope. So that's one question that black needs to solve. Okay, and white's done that for him. Okay, makes life a bit easier. Okay, so see, the bishop now has more scope without the bishop, without the pawn on d4 in its way. Okay, knight e7 still doesn't answer the question, but d5 is not possible because the rook is lined up against the king, and the king can't castle queenside right now. What could black do possibly? Queen c8, trying to get rid of this bishop here, but the bishop does scurry away to b3. So I don't. So to me, that's an avenue not worth pursuing. Anyway, okay, d4, trying to open up. Now, white can do this. He can afford to open up because he's developed. Black isn't developed. Black's king is still stuck in the center. So whilst the king is stuck in the center, blast open everything, and the king should be exposed, and that should give black the idea of that should give the idea to white to attack. Okay, so d4 is a good idea, attacking the bishop with tempo. Bishop b4. Okay, white wouldn't fear bishop takes knight. Okay, because the b pawn will support the d4 pawn. Okay, so for example, like this, and white has a massive center here. Okay, and it's well supported. Okay, so white should be fine with this. Okay, he played a3, provoking it. Yeah, just hurrying it along. Okay, d6. Okay, queen b3, looking at that diagonal and preventing black from castling. So if this ever happened, black has the intention of going queenside, but this check here would put a stop to all that. Okay, but there's something sinister behind this as well. So after queen d7, let's hope. Okay, let's say white plays a waiting move, and then if black ever falls for the trap by playing long castle, then bishop e6 pins the queen to the king. Okay, and that's a heavy material loss there. Takes, d6. Okay, so this is an interesting idea, really clamping down on restricting black's spatial ability. Okay, so maybe pawn to c6, queen to c7, but either way, black's king is stuck in the center, and white should blast it open, maybe with e5. I think that would be a good idea. Okay, so d5. So black's inviting that already. Bishop takes. Can he play e5? No, no, that's not a good idea. I would take the pawn immediately, opening up the line towards black's king. Knight h4. Okay, yeah, with the threat of queen h5, but it's not a threat. Black can defend there. For black, I would probably take the pawn here, support it with f5. Okay, and then g6 might even happen. Just leave the king in the center and hopefully defend. Okay, so what did black do? Yep, he took the pawn, queen takes. Okay, now if the knight wasn't on e7, let's say if it was here on g8, I would play queen. I would seriously consider queen h5, but with the knight being there, defending the pawn on g6, okay, it's not really worth going in for. Okay, unless the queen goes into h6, g7, harassing black's rook. Yeah, that's a good enough reason. But this isn't. This is not. No, I definitely preferred this. Uh, hoping to harass the black rook in the corner. Okay, so white had a completely different idea to me, even though he chose the right move or change, or sorry, he chose the exact same move as I did. Okay, the idea wasn't the same. Okay, goes back. Okay, yes. Still hoping to castle somewhere. Get the king in the safety. Ah, right, okay. This happened. Wow, that bishop's kind of stuck. So a good idea would be to play queen a2 to plonk the bishop on c4, b3, possibly. Okay. Okay. White's preferring to develop that rook in the corner. Okay, now it looks a bit desperate. Queen. Queen. Okay, queen c4. Yeah, that's one way to get rid of it, to exchange some pieces, relieve the problem. Okay, but it leaves the bishop exposed. Ah, okay. And then he resigned. Okay, well, that was an interesting game. Okay, lots of tactics, interesting ideas, but lots of different ways to improve. Okay, so hopefully both players can bear that in mind, use it for the next game and improve. Right, okay, please like, subscribe, donate if you can. Helps me to feed mouths, put food on the table. Okay, see you in the next one.